Guys, today you're not going to need any props, but I mean, you're always welcome to have a pillow nearby if you just felt that way inclined. It's always nice to have that support. Shall we go for it? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So, we're actually going to start in a position called child's pose if you do yoga. Shell stretch is the Pilates name, but it's this position. So hopefully the knees are okay with it. We're going to open the knees wide and then you sit your bum back onto your heels and you're just going to come down. Your forehead is just going to rest on the floor. Now some people like to have their arms outstretched in front in this position, but some people prefer to actually reach back and hold onto their feet. So you can play around with it and just see which kind of feels better for you. There's a little bit of weight coming through the forehead, but it shouldn't be uncomfortable at all. So we're going to take about 5 breaths in this position. And as you breathe, you want to think about sending your breath down towards your tummy. So don't be afraid to let your tummy expand as you breathe, and you'll actually feel your belly expand between your inner thighs. Encourage that to happen, even though it might be a bit strange. And big exhale, getting rid of all the stale air on your exhale. Nice. Keep breathing. So as you send that breath down to the tummy, you also want to think about sending it towards the lower back, so that whole abdomen, 360 degrees around your abdomen, taking that inhale in and getting rid of all of the stale air on your exhale. One more in this position. Now, if your hands are holding onto your heels, you're going to reach them forward and out in front. You're going to take both of your arms and walk them to the left-hand side of your mat. So you're reaching both arms over towards the left and then relax your head down again. You're still trying to keep your right bum cheek close to your right heel here, so that you can feel a stretch over the right-hand side of your body. Yes. So in this position, we're going to use the breath to open up the space between each rib. So really big breath into the right-hand side of your lungs. And big exhale. And a couple more times here, inhaling into the space between each rib, filling your intercostal muscles. Maybe reaching your right hand a little bit deeper along that diagonal line. So maybe just walking your fingertips 0.5 millimeter forward if you can get that extra little bit of space. Filling that right side. Let's take 2 more breaths on this side here. Try and relax the muscles in your face. And 1 more breath here. And then we walk both hands over to the other side. You might notice that your dominant side is tighter. Sometimes that's the case, sometimes not, but just take a mental note as to which side feels tighter. So as you walk both hands over to the right-hand side of your mat, or at least the opposite side from where you were, starting to breathe into that exposed left side. Just noticing what you feel. Really visualizing that breath, targeting the space between each rib. As you can imagine, while you sit down and work, the ribs can become quite compressed, and by breathing in this way, we can just open up that space a little better. After the first few breaths, you might find that you're actually able to walk your fingertips of your left hand a couple centimeters deeper along that diagonal line that you're reaching into. So maybe you can find a millimeter more. And then focus back in on the breath for 2 more rounds of inhale and exhale. Well done. Once you finish that exhale, slowly bring yourself up, and we're going to come onto all fours. Yes, you might feel like your hips just, are quite fatigued from being in that deep bend position. So we're going to come onto all fours very briefly, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and just take a check-in with your feet. Make sure that your pinky toes are on the mat, your big toes are on the mat, and that your heels are relatively in line with your knees relatively in line with the sit bones. Okay? And we're going to round into our lower back. Try and just isolate this movement into the lower back and then release. Okay? Round just into the lower back. So it's as if somebody was pointing a knife at your belly button and you were pulling your belly button away, and then you're going to release. Good. Just the lower back. Round. Keep your pinky toes on the floor and release. So as you start to get the groove of this, think about your tailbone lengthening towards the space between your 2 feet. So if your tailbone was a laser, that laser would shine between your 2 feet as you lengthen through the lower back. All right, keeping the shoulders above the wrists, can you create a little bit more movement now? You're going to round into the lower back, round into your middle back. So it's as if somebody just pulled the front of your rib cage through your entire body, and then you're going to release that back. So we're kind of dividing the spine into 3 segments. We round into the lower back, we round into the middle back where the rib cage is, and then you're going to release. Let's do one more time. Lower back, mid back. Looks good. And to be honest with you guys, this is really how your spine is divided. Now let's take it all the way up. So we're going to end with its little tuck of the chin towards the chest. Full cat stretch. Rounding into the lower back, rounding into the middle back, and then let your chin tuck down, relaxing the crown of your head. Whole big C shape through the spine. Keep the shoulders above the wrists here. Keep your pinky toes on the floor. Take a big inhale into the back line of your body. And then release it, coming the opposite way. Starting at your tail, you untuck. Your lower back becomes a dip in the road. Your shoulder blades squeeze together and your heart shines forward. Yes, so you're looking forward. In this moment, I'm isometrically pulling the heels of my hands back towards my knees. You won't see any movements except my shoulder blades will draw down. And I'm trying to pull the heels of my hands back towards my feet. And then I'm going to push the floor away to start the cat stretch again, rounding. Flow through these 2 movements now. Untucking the tail. Slow ripple effect through the spine until you find your camel, cat cow, whatever you want to call it. Pausing for an inhale in each position. So each end point, pause for a breath in. Going for about 4 more. Good. That's it, and push the floor away. Good. Necktie, push through the shoulders a little bit more. Lift your body away from the ground through the power of your arms. Good. In this position here, try not to sink between those shoulders. Push the floor away. Yes, and last time. And beautiful. Now just to take a moment off of the wrists, you're going to tuck your toes under. Get your pinky toes tucked under as well. And slowly start to walk your hands back towards your knees until you feel a deep stretch in your feet. Maybe you can take your hands away from the floor and lean the weight of your bum back into your heels. Nice. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. So if your body's saying just keep those hands on the ground just for a moment longer, that's okay. Otherwise, we breathe. If you feel like you could add in a little bit of movement into this position, see if you can take your left hand down to the left hand side of you, reach your right arm up towards the sky. And then we're going to slowly reverse. So there's this moment where all your body weight comes through your feet as you transfer over to the other side. Nice. Exactly. Keep on flowing. So as you feel you're ready to take it back over, yes. Maybe 5 more, or maybe 6, just to be even. Good. Reaching up to the sky. So think about energy going up rather than energy coming into the floor. Last 2. And 1. Well done. That's ages for the toe stretch, so really great job there. And then you're going to take your hands back to the floor, come back onto all fours, untuck the toes, give them a little shake. Very nice. From here, you're going to push the floor away. Right arm is going to reach up. Hold this position for me, guys. Keep your right pinky toe on the floor. And then right arm is going to thread underneath the left until your cheek, your right cheek, is going to be on the ground. Pause here. Get your right pinky toe onto the floor if it's lost. Tuck your chin slightly towards your throat. Breathe into the back of your lungs. One more breath here. And then we're going to push the floor away through that left arm, open up into your rotation again, reach the right arm up. Place your right hand onto the mat. Left arm reaches up. Rotate. So just the same on the other side. Good. Left pinky toe stays on the mat. Thread it down and through. Pausing at the bottom. Tuck your chin towards your throat. Right pinky toe on the mat as well. Inhale. Exhale. One more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Push the floor away through that right arm. Reach the left arm up. And left hand comes down to the mat. We're going to repeat that one more time on each side. Push the floor away through the left arm. Right arm reaches up. Pinky toes stay on the mat. Right hand threads through. Pause and breathe. Tuck the chin towards the throat to get the length through the back of the neck. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Push the floor away. The left arm, reach the right arm up. And place the right hand down on the mat. One more time on the left. Inhale, reach up. Good. Exhale to come down. Hold at the bottom. 2 rounds of breath. Pinky toes. Tuck the chin to the throat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, push the floor away through that right hand, reach the left arm up. And exhale, place the left hand down on the mat. Very nice. Okay guys, so I'm about to come into like a little bit more of a confusing move. I'm going to take my hands a little bit further forward. So I was on all fours. I'm going to move my hands about a foot further forward, and then I'm going to shift my pelvis forward into a half plank kind of position. Now, in this half plank moment, I want you to see if you can think about that cat camel stretch that we did earlier. So I'm going to push the floor away, round into my spine for my for my cat. And then I'm going to think about squeezing my shoulder blades together. I'm not going to just collapse through my shoulders. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together, reach my heart forward, lift my chest, and come up. So let's try and flow through about 4 of them. Cat stretch. And then camel. This is a lot harder than just in kneeling. So you're going to feel hopefully a significantly more amounts of work here. And push. Noticing the shoulder blades moving along your back body. So shoulder blades draw together as your sternum reaches forward. Shoulder blades separate apart as you push the floor away. Last time, reach your sternum forward. Yep. And then you're going to lay yourself down, kind of like a slice of cheese on a piece of toast. Thighs, belly, chest, all the way down. Very nice. You guys know your toast. So from here, keep your forehead on the mat. Reach your hands back and see if you can interlock your fingers behind your back. Resting your hands on your bum for now. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, opening your collarbones at the front. All 10 toes on the mat, including pinky toes. And then I want you to see, guys, if you can reach those arms back behind you, as if somebody was just pulling your fingers, pulling your hands towards the wall behind you. So stretch those arms back. Inhale into the front of the body and exhale. Hold this position. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Release your fingers and take your right hand underneath your forehead. Good. Left hand is going to reach back for your left foot. So you're going to bend into your left knee, reach back for that left foot. Good. If you don't reach the foot, grab your sock or your tights, or hopefully something that is available for you to grab onto. And then I want you to push your pubic bone into the floor. Squeeze your left glute. And hopefully you're getting a stretch into the quad on your left side. 3 more breaths here. Keep pressing your pubic bone into the earth. Imagine you could reach that left knee towards the wall behind you. So the left knee is lengthening back behind you. Pulling the heel towards your bum. 1 more breath here. And then release that left foot. Take your left hand underneath your forehead. We're just going to switch it over to the other side now. So right hand reaches back for right foot. Once you've got the foot, we want to get the length into the lower back. So that's why we press the pubic bone into the floor. We squeeze into the right glute. And that's going to get you that hip flexor / quad elongation. Nice. Just keep an eye on how wide your knees want to splay apart from one another. As soon as those knees go too wide, it does change the muscles that we stretch. 2 more breaths. Very nice. And then slowly release it. Good job. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. And we're going to try and press ourselves up and back onto all fours. Very nice. Come up into high kneeling. Squeeze your bum, lengthen through the tail. Reach your arms forward. Pinky toes on the mat. Right arm is going to open out to the right hand side. Find that rotation. Look down towards your right heel. Just notice where it is. And then bring your right arm back. Left arm opens out to the left. Again, look back to your left heel. Just notice where it is. Bring yourself forward. We're going to come down into child's pose, the position we started class in. Lengthen your lower back. Okay, now you might want to take a look at what I'm going to do next. I'm going to use this child's pose to transition forwards. I'm going to drag myself along the floor to transition forwards here. Yeah? Nice, Julie, yes. But try and try and get a little bit more activation through your bum so you're not just digging into the lower back there. Squeeze your bum, lift your thighs away from the floor. Bring your hands more forward. And then use that to lift your butt off the ground. Yes, there we go. And then peel yourself like a slice of cheese back onto the floor. Good. Interlock your fingers behind your back. Stretch those arms back as if somebody was pulling your arms long back behind you. Pinky toes on the mat. Take an inhale here, guys. And then on your next exhale, see if you can keep your arms in this position, but lift your chest up off of the floor. Yes, nice. Heart is shining forward. Gaze is to the horizon. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and down, but reach your heart forward. So shoulder blades back and down, but heart forward. Holding for 3, 2, try and keep your feet on the floor. And 1, lower your chest down. Place your right hand underneath your forehead. Reach your left hand back for your left foot. Yes, exactly. See if you can get your heel a little closer towards your bum now. Pressing your pubic bone down into the mat. Try and get as much length into the lower back as possible. One more breath here. Slowly release. Take it over to the other side. So left hand underneath your forehead. Right hand reaches back for your right foot. Pressing your pubic bone into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Really just anything you can do to get the tail nice and long. Two more breaths here. Well done. Slowly release the foot. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. You want to think about a plank into the body now as you press yourself back up onto all fours. Coming up nice and strong. Good. Bring yourself up. High kneeling. Reach your arms forward. Pinky toes on the mat. Lengthen through the tail. Right arm's going to open out to the right. And I want you to draw 5 circles here, like you're strumming a ginormous air guitar. As you strum your imaginary air guitar, imagine your fingertips could skim your heel, your right heel. 3, 2, keeping the lower back long. 1, other side. Ready? And big air guitar. That's it. Right pinky toe stays on the mat. 4. Maybe thinking skimming the heel. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Bring your big toes to touch. Sit your bum back onto the heels. Shell stretch. So we do this to get even more length into the lower back now. Take a big breath into that area. And guys, from here we're going to do that thing where we pulled ourselves forward. So I'm going to look between my 2 hands to see where I'm going to go. And I'm going to drag myself forward along the mat. Push the ground away. Nice. And I'm here. And my bum is switched on, my legs are switched on. It's kind of as if there was a fire underneath my pubic bone and I was lifting away from it. If you're feeling extra strong, you can lift your knees up off of the mat. Yes, this only happens with muscular activation, so you're not hanging into the knee joint. Nice. Okay, now a slice of cheese. See if you can lower yourself down with control, slowly bending through the elbows to come to the floor. Yes, very nice. Great job. Forehead onto the mat. Interlock your fingers behind your back. Press your pubic bone into the floor to get length into the lower back. Feet stay on the ground. Reach those arms long back behind you. Really get the sensation that someone's pulling your arms back. When you're ready, you're going to lift your heart forward. So think about something going north, something going south. Shoulder blades and arms are going south, but your heart is going forward. Crown of the head is going forward. Holding here, guys. Find a little bit more glute activation if you can, so switching your bum on. Pinky toes are still on the mat. That's probably a hard one to achieve. Beautiful. Length into the lower back a little more. 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Fantastic. All right, now from here, I'm not going to put my right hand underneath my forehead, but I'm going to still reach my left hand back to my left foot. So my head is just on the mat now. So, left hand reaches to left foot. I'm going to squeeze into my left glute. And then I'm going to start to explore reaching my right hand to my right foot at the same time. So I'm doing both legs at the same time. Okay? In this moment, my lower back is kind of likely to arch. So to counterbalance that, I'm going to press my pubic bone into the floor, really exposing the front of my pelvis into the mat. And then I want to think about pushing my feet into my hands. So I'm going to push my feet into my hands and use that to lift my chest off of the ground. Yes, good. Nice, guys. Holding it here. And then slowly take it down. Let's go 2 more times. So essentially, my hands are holding onto my feet. My feet are going to push up towards the ceiling. It's almost as if the top of my feet want to reach up towards the ceiling. And that movement is going to lift me up. Yes. Holding for 5. This gets the heart rate up. 4, 3, so don't be surprised if your heart starts pounding. 2, 1, and slowly take it down. Very nice. Release your feet, place your hands underneath your shoulders, and press yourself back up. And we come back up into high kneeling. Are we okay? You're alright, guys? Nice. It looks great. Cool. So we're here again. Pinky toes on the mat. Lengthen through the tail. Reach the arms forward. Now we're so close to reaching back for the heel. I want you to see if you can try and get that point now. So I'm going to take my right arm back and I'm going to rotate. I don't want to let my lower back arch. I want to think about keeping my bum squeezed on, hinging back until my right hand reaches my right heel. Once I've got that, maybe my left arm can reach up and over. To come out of it, it's my bum and my legs bringing me out of it. Okay, and we can see if we can play around with that from side to side. So you rotate, look where you're going. So aim for the heel, using your bum and your legs. Nice. Bum and legs get you out of it again. Yes. That looks so good, guys. Let's go for 2 more on each side. So rotate, look back. Hinge, hinge, hinge. Reach. Once you've got that heel, you can rely on the shoulder. Don't sink into the shoulder though. Push the floor away. Push the heel away. Coming up. That's it. One more time. And up, back. Hinge. Yes. Good. Once you've got it, push the floor away. So that bottom shoulder blade is nice and active. That bottom arm is nice and active. Reach up, up, up. Bum and legs get you out of this. So squeeze it. Yes, amazing. Bring the big toes to touch, open up the knees, and take a shell stretch. We're going to hang out here for about 5 breaths. Again, if you want to hold onto your heels instead of having those arms overhead, that's an option. Think about sending your breath into the lower back to lengthen that area. We want to round into the lower back. There's no harm here in finding a little bit of movement in your shell stretch. So you could gently shake your bum from side to side. Beautiful. Now staying in your shell, we're going to do that side to side movement again where we walk both arms over to one side. Let's go to the left first. So both arms reach over to the left. Again, see if you can reach your right fingertips even deeper along that diagonal. Breathe even deeper into that right side and think about pushing the floor away with that right hand. So the right hand is saying, get away from me, floorboards. And as you push that right hand into the floor, you might notice a little bit more opening through the right shoulder blade. Good, last breath here. And walk it over to the other side. Once you get there, again, see if you can just get a little bit more reach through that left arm. So kind of like a little centipede on the floor. Walk your fingers a little deeper along that diagonal line. But reach your left sit bone towards that left heel. So something's reaching forward, something's reaching back. Breathing into that left side. Left hand pushes the floor forward and away. Get away from me, floorboards. 2 more breaths. And then slowly bring it back to center. And we're going to come out of it. All right, guys. So we're going to change position now. And we're going to come into 90-90 seated positions. This can be pretty brutal for a lot of people. So just let's see how we get on with this. It's going to be left shin out in front, right shin back behind. Nice. Right. So usually people who sit in this, when we sit in this position, people get like a bit of a pinchy feeling in that back hip. So what helps with that is actually if you point your back foot towards your bum. So you actually point the toes of the back foot towards the bum rather than flexing into the foot. That usually gives you a little bit more room in the back hip. Okay. Nice. Okay, we're all there. If it's just like super, super brutal, just take breaks, come in and out and in and out, right? Once you're there, you're going to try and take your left hand out to the left hand side. Okay, so we're kind of reaching it in front of my left shoulder. And I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to reach it up. Good. And then I'm going to let my left elbow bend to find a deep side bend. Nice. Okay, so let's all just play around with that top arm. I want you to bend into the elbow. Yeah, bring it in towards your side. And then try and reach and stretch that elbow, straighten it up overhead. And just notice the difference in stretch as the elbow lengthens out. Okay, bend and straighten. So this is called, when we straighten the elbow, the stretch increases because of fascial connection in our body. So that interconnective tissue runs literally along the entire left side of your body. So try and keep that right elbow straight. Reach it up. Nice. All right, keeping the arm straight, we're going to draw 5 circles back the way. I want you to go big, big and slow, okay? Again, kind of strumming that imaginary air guitar. Good. And while you're here, just watch that you're not arching into the lower back. So think about closing down the front of the rib cage towards the pelvis. 3. Good. Very nice. 2. And last one. Bam. Good. And then take your arm up towards the sky. Now, I want you to look towards your left hand. You're kind of looking towards the top of your mat. I want you to see if you can take your right hand, reach it forward, 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 and touch the ground as far forward to the top of your mat as possible. Once you're doing this, can you just notice if you're sinking into your left shoulder? Can you use your left elbow, push the floor away, and keep your right fingertips on the mat? Gently tuck your chin towards your chest and breathe into the back of your lungs. Good. And then take your right arm up, 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 and back. And see if you can take that right hand, touch the floor behind you without letting your lower back arch too much. Good. And then reach up, 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 forward. Your left elbow is like a pillar of strength, so you're never sinking into that left shoulder as you come up, 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 and back. Nice. Go for 2 more. So I guess you could imagine this would be a similar movement to a left-handed cricket bowler. So if you want to imagine yourself throwing a ball up overhead and reaching through, following through. Last time. Your bottom shoulder might start to fatigue on you. That's normal. Good. Really nice. And then we're going to come up. Well done. And try sitting with no hands now. We're going to focus on the back leg. Okay? I want you to see if you can contract through that back hip. Lift your back knee up off of the ground. Yes. Now some of you are going to just be like, I really need my hands. If that's you, please use them. Hands are there to help you. And then lower it down. Yeah. Cramp City, welcome. This is a one-way ticket. Yeah. And then slowly down and lift. Good. Slowly down. So this is pure mobility and it is brutal. But it'll help you with running and all that kind of stuff. 2 more. Lift. Nice neck. Okay, last time. Lift. Good. Take it down. Rest your bum on the ground. Shake it out. And then see if you can hinge forward over those thighs. Rest your elbows on the floor and you're going to get a stretch into that left glute. Almost there. We're just going to repeat this on the other side. And then you're actually done. Can you believe it? So just take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly walk yourself up out of it. And we're going to take our 90-90 position on the other side. And again, pointing the toe back towards the bum does make life a little bit better, or easier. Okay, and then right arm. Yep. Left arm. And then we bend into the elbow. Good. And again, let's just play around with the elbow. So we're going to bend. And reach. Good. Bend. And reach. Good. And as you do this, start to think about really lifting away from the floor on your right hand side through that right forearm. Last one. Lift and reach. Take a big breath into that exposed side. See if you can pull your left hip down towards the floor a little more. And then let's do those big, slow, backwards circles. Okay. Very slow, giant air guitar. Good. Really start to Reach through that feeling of stretch. I feel it over my left hip. So moving slowly through the stretchy bits. 2. Nice. Last time. Good, guys. And then you're going to take that left arm, keep it alongside your ear relatively. Push the floor away through the right shoulder. And you're going to rotate. See if you can reach towards the top of your mat. So left arm's reaching forward, forward, forward. See if you can touch the ground. Tuck your chin towards your chest, round into your upper back a little bit, and breathe into the back of those lungs. And then take it up. See if you can touch the floor behind you without letting the lower back arch too much. I'm not getting even close on this side. And coming up. And forward. And up. And back. And up. Nice, Julie. And forward. And up. And back. Last time, up and forward. And up. And back. Almost there. And we're going to bring ourselves up into our 90-90. Maybe no hands, but if you do need your hands, then you use them. Focusing on that back leg there now. When you're ready, take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to try and lift it up. Cramp, cramp, cramp. And lower down. Maybe not so crampy on this side. And up. It is a terrible feeling though. It's just one of them that you kind of, it's like super uncomfortable, but somehow you can work through it. 5 more. And down. And 4. Good. If you need your hands, you use them. Otherwise, you're trying to keep your body as upright as possible. 3. Nice. And down. And 2. And down. And last time, lift. Good. Take it down, and this is the nice bit where we get to hinge forward over that front thigh, resting your forearms on the ground, and we breathe into the right glute. Let's just take 3 breaths here together, and then you are free. Last breath. Well done. We're going to walk our hands back. My friends, you are absolutely finished. Can you believe it? So it's mostly mobility today. You might feel your arms, you might feel your hips. So yeah, really, really, really well done. Great job, everyone.